Well, Monday morning at about 8 o'clock. Heading out to work now. So, had a good weekend. Did loads of stuff. I got my grass cut and got my van organised after last week. And what else did I do? What else did I organise? Just loads of bits and pieces. So I had a really good weekend. It was a proper weekend. I suppose, as I open my gates here, I suppose I also watched the Grand Prix, and basically shame on Sebastian Vettel for having such road rage basically at the end of the day, but certainly livens up Formula 1 all the same, so that's all good. Getting into the fan. So today is Monday, and Monday always means organising day, and so Maxine will be organising stuff in the office, where we're going to go all week, at what times. We don't really do a whole lot of cold calling or anything on the Monday because it's just so taken up with what we're going to do, when we're going to do it. So all good. I am alone today. I'm not collecting any of the lads, and that's because the weather forecast, even though it's nice now, the forecast is that there is going to be heavy rain coming in this afternoon. About lunchtime actually, and it's going to lash rain all day, so I can't really pay the staff for a day till 2 o'clock, because to be honest, that's the majority of their day gone. So on a day like this, we didn't book anything in either, because for today I'm just doing regular customers, and we didn't book anything in because the weather forecast has gone so dodgy for all week. So sometimes it's not a good idea on a Friday to book in stuff for a Monday, because we've done that before and the weather has just gone massively downhill. So we're going to make sure it's a good week. Again, last week with a couple of the lads off, I did far too much work on the tools, we were saying. So this week my goal is not to do so much work on the tools. Again, you can't switch off. Well, I can't switch off from work over the weekend. So I organised a couple of Facebook posts. Facebook seems to be doing the best for us. So I organised a few posts, and something else that I did was, while I was watching the Grand Prix, there was a couple of red flags, there was a couple of down times, got a little bit bored, needed extra stimulation every now and again. So, and I had looked into it before, that was Hootsuite, and we have an Instagram account for our business, but I'd say I probably only post there once to twice a week. So what I did was, I went on Hootsuite, HOOTSUITE, and what you can do there is you can add your social media accounts. Now, I've only got Twitter and Instagram linked up on there. I have got those two linked up, and out of all the pictures that were on my phone from the last week or two, I made a post for each day for Instagram for the morning time. And you can schedule them, because there's not the facility in the Instagram app to schedule posts. So that's what I did. So every day there's an Instagram post scheduled, and there's still space for me to then go and do an Instagram post myself, but just put it out in the afternoon. Whereas, so a bit of downtime, a couple of hours on the sofa. I had the phone out at the same time. I was able to, again, do the whole forgot password and all that sort of stuff. But to book posts to the whole week for Instagram, something that you're not good at, something that you don't necessarily like doing, something that you go, oh, I just haven't got to do that Instagram, When you are in the mood, sit down for 10, 15, 20, 25 minutes and just work it all out. I've talked about hashtags as well, probably. But yeah, so, because of snow, well, there is a point doing it without hashtags, but there's really not as much point in doing it if you don't put in a hashtag. So better get off to work, 8 o'clock, head off myself, try and get to half a day. I'll be on this thing most of the time, or, well, it won't be necessarily this phone, it'll be that phone, and chat through to Maxine about what's going on. Well, it's a nice tranquil sort of morning here, working by myself. I've moved on. I've done a few houses first, and now I am doing this street. Again by myself. Check the radar, and there's definitely rain coming in. I'd say I've got another couple of hours, and then that's it. So basically, probably just a morning, and then this afternoon I'll probably do invoicing. There's invoices that I have to send off to people, because if the invoices don't get sent off, we don't get paid. So there's that sort of organising, and plus I have these earphones in because I'll be on the phone shortly with the office organising the week, which is another important job to do. But the main reason for having these in, apart from I don't like silence, is the fact that I can listen to loads of stuff. Loads of really good upbuilding stuff to get you in a good frame of mind. Like I was just listening to one thing there, and it was asking, who do you ask your advice from? Where do you go for advice? Do you get advice from your friends? Do you get advice from colleagues? Do you get advice from mentors? Who do you get advice from? But before you accept their advice, or even go looking for their advice, should you value their advice? How's their life turning out? What sort of person are they? What sort of success have they had? And I'm not necessarily talking money when I say that, but what kind of success have they in their lives? Do you want to end up like they are? So just a few really good important things, like if you're not just on the advice front, but if you're kind of filling your mind full of negative news and stuff like that, the result is going to be negative, because our brain is a sponge. Versus if you fill yourself full of positivity and hope, well then that's the result. And if you fill yourself full of coffee, the results then cue the video at 10x speed. So working away on all these houses, it's all going fairly good. The rain's still not come in, but it's not a million miles away. Why not have a seat for yourself? No one's in. So I've been on the phone with Maxine there in the office, and she's kind of organising what we've got to do this week, what days customers want to do what. I suppose in comparison to maybe England and other places to just have like fixed rounds. We do have fixed rounds, but then we also have kind of like lots of people that are for occasions, lots of people that are kind of one-off and stuff like that. People are less inclined to go on fixed rounds and prefer to be maybe on like a 12 weekly float in 2 weeks here or there that you need to contact beforehand. So there's stuff like that. Again, I don't know why, but for some reason things are a little bit quieter this last couple of weeks. I think it goes like that. I think it goes in kind of like peaks and troughs. I think it's there was big events, communion, church stuff that was happening there a couple of months ago, and that was hectic, and we had weeks where we ran off our feet, and we had some of our nursing home industrial cleaning and stuff to do, but these last couple of weeks have been more of an effort. Again, it's never a problem of putting work in front of me. That's always fine. It's getting, I suppose, easy. We have work for me and enough for 2 days for the lads, but it's getting it from the 2 days for the lads to so last week there was 5 days, And sometimes stuff gets a bit busier in the week, but it's getting it to it's getting it to having more days for the lads, because 2 is just a bit of an uncomfortable number. They don't seem to mind, but for me it's just kind of not enough. Then again, it is what it is. There'll be busier weeks and they know that, and they know that's their contract, that, you know, if they're only needed for 2 days, well then that's the way it is. But good weather and things are just a bit quieter. So we've been, as I was saying, we've been doing up that flyer for the carpet clean, for doing a flyer drop. I've been absolutely pounding Facebook, and we started off on Instagram, and I'll talk to you about the Instagram bit as well. But it's Instagram has been quite good for us as well. Started into advertising now on Instagram, so we'll see what comes of that. Did very targeted Facebook ad today, going out to just civil servants, because for some reason a large percent of our clientele seem to be civil servants. So I targeted just government workers in the latest Facebook post and Facebook ad. So we'll see what happens from that. Yeah, sometimes some weeks are just that little bit slower. There's no rhyme or reason, whether it's kids are finishing school in the next week and they're just trying to get set in for the summer, maybe people are away on holidays. It's not that we don't have anything to do, but we tend to go for the dregs on weeks like this, rather than the comfort of having loads and loads on. But we'll keep on going anyway. We'll keep motoring. We'll keep weeks like this give us an opportunity to really get organised. Weeks like this, we don't look upon it as, you know, woe is me and that sort of stuff. It goes, well, we need to be better at something. We need to work harder at something. We need to do better promotion for ourselves. It's not that the situation is bad, it's that we need to get better at something. So I'm on the main street now, and I did some collecting from a few customers, a bit of shopping for ourselves. I get these magnesium supplements for restless legs. Met a few people in those shops, happened to see the uniform, and they want me to do their own personal houses. So again, it's the benefit of a bit of advertising. I like leaving the van as well in a good prominent spot on the main street, so that people see that as well and they can see how to get in contact with us. So just starting to rain now, don't know how bad the rain is going to be. I have loads of paperwork to do this afternoon between invoicing and still setting up the week, giving quotes. So if that has to be this afternoon and no work on the tools, I don't mind. I prefer to kind of have the week set of where I'm going to send the lads and what we're all going to do, rather than trying to struggle through in the rain. So let's see what happens. Again, just to put stuff into significance, a customer there, and their grandchild has cancer and is really sick in hospital with it. So again, some of the silly things that we worry about, who knows when it'll be us or when something will happen. So I suppose the cliche sort of question, if this is your last day, are you living your life like your last day? Are you getting pissed off at somebody when, you know, it really wasn't needed? Are you getting angry over stupid stuff? Are you not caring for your loved ones? You know, it's all important.